Hello and welcome to today's YouTube tutorial from Pickboard. Today I want to show you how easy it is to create a SAP dashboard for your picking overview. How this works, I show you now. I'm now here on the Pickboard Designer where I will start by adding a data source. In that case we want to get the data from a SAP system, so I just create a new SAP data source. First, I give it a name, let's call it SAP Picks, and then I use my already existing connection. If you don't have a connection, you could just enter your regular SAP credentials from your SAP UI. Then here I have different options to select the data from SAP. You can see in other videos also other examples. In my case, I just select data from a table. Also, you could get data from a function module, from a report, a query, or whatever. In our case, here we have an overview of pick orders. In that case, we have a pick area. We have the amount of picks for every single order, and also a flag if it's already done or it's still open to do. Let's click here on OK. And now we want to proceed with this data, with a data flow. So let's click here. The first thing we want to do here is to change the data type of this picks, because currently we have it as a string, so it's a text, and we want to have it as a number to be able to calculate with it. So let's click here on change column data type and set it to a number value. Now I also add a new column. In that column, I just want to have the orders that are already done. So for that, I start by adding an if statement here, and we say if the value from this p grid column, which was dx or not dx, which defines if it's done or not, if this one is x, then it is done, and in that case I want to return the value, the number of the picks, so I just take that one. In other case, we just keep it as 0. So let's have a quick look into that. We have here the new column done, and it's delivering this number for the picks if the x is set. If not, it's every time 0. Let's do the same for another one. So I double click the column we've created again. Here I have the option to just copy all these blocks. I do this and create a new column. Also, this column should be of the data type number, and we call it open. Let's remove these both blocks and paste the ones we've copied from the other. And in that case, we just take the ones with not x, so the ones which are open. Let's click on OK, and we just got the same again for the open picks. Now with these two new columns, we have the option to aggregate them. Let's click here on the aggregate step, and we create first the sum of all the picks. So we call this overall. Let's also have the sum of the done. Let's call this one done. The sum of the open, we call open, and a count. Let's just call it count. Now we want to have group aggregation, and here we group it by the queue. So this one is the name of the picking area. So this is that column which defines in which area these picks need to be done. Let's click here on OK. And now we've aggregated them based on this. With the new columns, we can now create one more column where we want to calculate the percentage of the already done picks. So let's click on add column again, and here I again set it to number. Let's call it percentage, and in that case I want to have the done and the overall, so I can divide the done with the overall to get the percentage. Let's go to math and create a divide. block, divide this one with that one, click on OK, and now we have here the percentage on the right. Alright, we are mostly done here. One last thing I want to do is replace column text, because I want to get rid of this WA at the beginning here. I don't need that one, so let's remove it by enter here WA and a space and replace it with nothing. So we are now rid of that. Alright, now we're done with all the data part. Let's now create the dashboard. First I add a text here, which will be my header, and let's type in picking overview today and set the font to header 1. Also add a line to the canvas, place that one here, do it over the full size, make it a bit bigger and set the color to a gradient like this one. Alright, now we drag and drop this pics data flow we've created and create a styled list out of it. Styled list offers me the possibility to style every single row of my data source, which I want to do here. Let's first of all put it in the right position. Double click it again to get into the template, and first I set the background to transparent and also want to increase the height a little bit and add some rectangle over it so I get this round corners, which I prefer to have here. And here I already have the name of the picking area. Let's align it to the left, and I also want to add an icon here on the left side. So for that just place that one here, like this. Let's change this icon, and for that I just select the industry part of the icons and I select this one here. And now I can create some conditional formatting, so I can create a rule and changing the icon based on any rule. So in that case I want to have the Q, and if the Q is starting with KLE, then I want to change the icon just to divide these different areas, and in that case I select this stapler. Let's click on OK. So we can see here now one rule has been created. Let's add another text here. I want to show the percentage of the done pickings. Change the font here to large, change the text to the column percentage, and yeah, this is not very nice format, so we also want to change the format to percentage like this. And now I just add some more text blocks here. So this one should be the done picks. Let's add another one, which will then be the overall, and one more. This one should show the count of all our picking orders. Now the last thing I want to do is I add a chart here. This one I also connect to the done for the current value, and for the maximum I also connect it to the overall. Let's place it between these both numbers, and I don't want to show the value because we already do this here, but I want to increase the size here, and also I want to have this a bit bigger, so let's do this like that. And I also want to define a gradient like this. Alright, that's basically it. Let's click here on OK, and we see all the data. Now the last thing I want to do is add some headers on top of all the areas. We change here the format, not the format, the font to small. And the first thing is here the picking area. Let's copy paste that a few times. Once here for the done picks. So the percentage of the done picks. The open one. No, it's not the open one. It's again done one. The overall. And least I want to show here the amount. That's basically all we need to do, so let's click here on the preview button on the top. And now we see here the dashboard in action, so we also have triggered this conditional formatting here on the left for the icons and got the data live out of our SAP system. That's it, thanks for watching and see you next time.